Material Replacer is a great little extension that's literally going to eyedrop and sample one material and replace all instances of it elsewhere in the model. So for example, let's say we were working on this and now we realize, you know what, I don't want this cladding, maybe I want another material. Let's just go into bricks, cladding, and siding and put some brick on here. So I'm going to click on the select tool and make sure I'm inside of that group, and I'm going to click the brick and I'm just going to apply it somewhere in the model. So let's say you had that surface somewhere, right? Maybe even you had it on these retaining walls. This brick just doesn't work. I really want to go back to the siding material and replace every instance of that material with that new material. If you didn't have this extension, you'd have to go in, you'd have to paint bucket and sample this material, apply it here, and then apply it on the other materials. And you can use shift when you're applying with the paint bucket to apply all instances. But let's say this was much more complicated and we had more areas. So with Material Replacer, it's going to do exactly that. We're going to go up to Tools, we're going to go to Material Replacer. Now you first want to select the material that you want to be replaced. So I want the brick to be replaced with the wood siding. So now every instance where that material is located, it's going to be replaced. And technically, it still shows up in your material library here, but it's not used. So if I actually purge this, you're going to see it removes. Where I find this really, really helpful is if, say, you had 4 different types of metal or 4 different variations of metal for some reason for objects that you found on the 3D warehouse, but now you really want them all to have the same properties and tones and color once you come into Unreal. So it might be something as simple as all of your metal here maybe wasn't the gray metal material, maybe it was just a tad bit lighter and it was another color maybe you just found, right? So that's okay if you do want them to be 2 separate materials, but generally if they are the same properties and they're all the same type of material, it's much easier just to make one material property change. What we'll do, again, we'll go up to Tools, Material Replacer, select that material, and then replace it with the other. It's going to keep that model much cleaner, as well as just make sure you purge unused once you're done with that material. You could also right-click and delete it. That's going to remove it from the model as well. So again, Material Replacer, really great tool just to replace any existing material. The last extension we'll take a look at is one more for curved surfaces or more just for understanding how to wrap and position textures a little bit easier with an extension called Sketch UV.